Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Yusril. Welcome once again to Destiny 2 Beyond Light. Season of the Hunt has commenced. Yep, we've had 1 week of run-in to handle the campaign for Beyond Light proper, and now the season's action is starting to get going with Osiris, Zavala, the Spider, and the Crow all getting a little bit hooked up on a possible return by Xivu Arath. Well, return by the Hive. It's Xivu's first time in the system. And since we've killed her brother and somewhat irritated her sister, I doubt she's going to be too happy. So, first things first, however, we're going to stop in by the tower because someone pointed out on the Reddit that there was a little detail buried away in Zavala's office. It seems Osiris has been leaving voicemails, so we'll go have a look at those. I suppose, technically, we'd be going and having a listen at those, wouldn't we? Yeah, English. The rules are more like suggestions at the best of times. So, Zavala's office, if you don't know where that is, head past Banshee, look for the lift on the catwalks, that'll take you down to the level, or you can engage in some highly perilous jumping. But let's see what Osiris has got to say, and anyone else who leaves a message.
I needed to put some distance between myself and Earth. So I headed to the Dreaming City. The city itself is still caught in its curse loop. Daz will never be able to undo the damage that Taken caused here. Unsurprisingly, Petra remains useless. She doesn't know where her queen is, and that leaves us with fewer allies than ever.
That's a bit harsh.
Let Saint know I found the letter he hid in my ship. Tell him No, never mind. I'll tell him myself.
Really ought to be besties anyway.
I came back to the tower, but you were in a meeting with Ikora, so I went to see how Anna's work with Rasputin is progressing. She's made several failed attempts at importing his consciousness into the body of a dead exo. Anna has a brilliant mind, but she's squandering herself trying to salvage the remains of that Golden Age tyrant. She should put her talents towards something more productive.
Crochet, maybe? And possibly twisted as well, Osiris. But never let it be said openly. I mean, we only kicked you out of the tower once.
The orbital path of Nessus has changed. Likely due to the sudden disappearance of the Leviathan. I could not find any evidence of the ship or Callus himself on long-range scans. But remnants of the Cabal still linger. According to the intercepted transmissions, Callus's daughter, Keitel, is trying to rally what's left of the Red Legion. As if we didn't have enough problems.
Which is interesting, because the other disappeared destinations, so Mars, Io, Titan, Mercury, the gravity from them is still there. The rest of the solar system hasn't noticed from a gravitic level and an orbital level that those bodies have disappeared. So the fact that Nessus's gravity has changed, or rather the gravity environment it's experiencing has changed, implies that the Leviathan has actually left the system. It's not just a case of it got camouflaged by the darkness the way all the other destinations were. And if Keitel, who was part of the coup that put Dominus Gaul in power, is making trouble for Callus, well, that implies that, they might be back. Let's see what's next.
I'd gone to the reef, hoping to find insight into Keitel's agenda among the Cabal there. Instead, I found something else. There's a strange new presence here. It grows as an organic technology, like a small tower. There are Cabal gathered around it, enraptured by something I could not perceive. Perhaps their own desperation or madness. A long-range scan of the structure was inconclusive, save for confirming it was of Hive origin. I need to determine whether it is just delusion attracting the Cabal, or something more.
You know it's going to be something more, Osiris. It's always something more when the Hive are concerned. The only time it's not something more is when they're actually trying to tear our heads off. And even then, it's not always a sure thing.
Every day there is some new horror. I stayed in the reef to further observe those hive-enraptured cabal. They did not rest. Simply spent hours kneeling before the structure. Sometimes they screamed, other times they cried, but mostly they were just silent.
Okay, that's weird.
Wandering out to the fringes of the shore, I decided to examine the structure more closely. But I'm certain I heard something calling to me, beckoning. Sagira convinced me not to perform any further investigation for the time being.
Sagira is smarter than you, Osiris, but we've known that ever since the expansion pack, Curse of Osiris, haven't we?
It's dark out here. I sometimes forget how isolating deep space is. I'm on my way back to Earth, but it will be at least one more day. I wonder how Saint is doing in my absence. I worry about him. About how well he's adjusting. How he blames himself for all of this. He has such a big heart. Perhaps if we hadn't meddled with history, none of this would have happened.
Registered.
And perhaps it would have been even worse. And besides, if you think you've been meddling with history, you wait till you see what the Exo's been up to.
Sagira initiated a long-range scan as we were entering Earth's orbit, looking for signs of that same hive structure we discovered at the reef. Call it intuition. There are more of them on the moon.
Great,
I want
wonderful.
to speak to Eris to seek her counsel as an expert on the hive's witchcraft, but I could not find her.
Well, this is what you get for being out of the loop, isn't it? She's on Europa, Osiris. Next time, call in. Ah, technically, you did call in. Zavala, you have got to start picking up your calls.
I just had the most interesting conversation with our friend Spider, back out in the reef. Not only did he already know about these hive structures, but he's found others on the tangled shore that my scanners missed. He claims some of his agents have gone missing, and there are rumors of disappearances among the houseless fallen as well. Sagira patched into local Cabal communications. Kaido's scouts noted unsettling discoveries among the Red Legion stranded in the system. Entire encampments abandoned. Evidence of internal conflict. Mass graves. Whatever is going on with these hive towers, we need an answer. I'm going to Saturn. I may have a way to find it within the derelict hulk of Oryx's dreadnought.
Yes,
He's missed.
Yes, because going over there is absolutely not a dumb thing to do without a fire team, Osiris. Interesting theory, though, that those towers you think about might be some sort of assimilator, recruiter. Well, let's see what's next.
It was a success. I was able to reverse engineer the Hive's organic communication systems within the Dreadnought.
Hooray!
Directly interfaced with their network of collective consciousness.
Yeah, what?
Things I learned, Zavala. Things I learned. The Hive is fractured, shattered, turned on itself. The Black Fleet intends to punish Savathun for interfering with its efforts to communicate with us.
Hooray!
No one knows where the Witch Queen is, not even her own court. And now Zivu Arath is using this opportunity to consolidate her power.
Your system may
I
be
will
faulty.
return to the reef
Suggest
tomorrow
diagnostic
to
to
confer
check for any
once more
compromise
with
in
Spider.
programming.
He says he has news for me.
Okay, so Hive Civil War brewing. Okay, the Hive are technically always in a state of civil war because that's one of the demands of the sword logic. If they're not questioning other people's right to exist, they must question their own internally. But, okay, more of a Hive Civil War than usual then. That's always good news for us, right? If they're fighting each other, they're not going for us.
As distasteful as Spider may be, his information network is vast and surprisingly well researched.
Well, of course it is. You don't become a crime lord by being
The
ignorant.
hive structures are called cryptoliths. They spread like the roots of a tree and bore into our dimension.
Okay.
No word yet on their point of origin. Spider claims to have his best man on it, but Sagira and I have our own suspicions.
Possibly they're using an Ascendant realm to get around and communicate from there. Xivu Arath's throne world, perhaps? Oh. That might actually be a connection we could exploit. If we weren't going to be very busy pruning them back as hard as we could.
Zavala, I am presently en route to the moon to search for more information on the cryptoliths. Sagira and I are going to touch down and investigate.
I'd say take a fire team, but this is you we're talking about. You walked into the Vault of Glass solo. So, yeah.
To all corners of the system.
Wait, Marasov?
I've emptied the armories on the fringe. Sent Corsair warship fleets. Deployed harbingers. And yet, the Black Fleet persists. I know what it's taken from you. Petra. I've been away too long, and for that, I apologize.
Yeah, how did you
Your
get back?
compassion and leadership have been a boon to me and our people.
When did you get back?
This all started with the Dreaming City. I shall return to finish it. Savathun will be waiting.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to try to dismantle her murder battery, that is something of plan she'll object to. So, did her attempt to jack Oryx's Ascendant Realm work? Not work? Fail horribly? Plot teasers for next season, perhaps?
If anyone is listening, Sagira is.
The fuck?
She sacrificed herself to save me. From them. From the High. I'm tracking the creature responsible for Sagira's death. I will find it. I will end it.
Zavala, I need you to send the young wolf to the following coordinates. I won't wait.
The only way you won't get the privilege of ending that thing, whatever it is, will be if I get to it first. Okay, so, Sagira, who was something of a fan favourite, I dare say, from Curse of Osiris, very, very snarky little ghost, also surprisingly smart one, is, dead. Which means that Osiris can't come back from the dead himself. Remember, if a Guardian loses their ghost, that is borderline game over from them. They get one more life and that's it. And their connection to the light goes potentially a little bit sideways. I think the law's unclear on that point. Some have pulled the trick, some haven't. Either way, it's not good news, and his resurrective immortality is certainly gone. So, having caught up on the voicemail, we are heading out to the moon. Because something has killed Sagira, and if you don't mind, I am going to feed it its own fingers.
Guardian, we have a developing situation that I need you to take point on.
Yep,
For the past few weeks, Osiris has been trying to assess the damage caused by the return of the darkness.
I've
He
been reading
believes
your
that
voicemails.
Xivu Arath, the Hive God of War, seeks to take advantage of the power vacuum left in its wake. Osiris was investigating physical manifestations of her magic near the Scarlet Keep when his ghost, Sagira, was slain.
Instantly read
Osiris
Immolant Part
delivered a
2
message
for the
through a
details
secure
on
channel
that.
requesting that you personally aid him in this hunt. He's desperate, Guardian.
Sounded more pissed off
I
to
need
me,
you to
but there
save
you
him
go.
from himself.
Yep, no argument on that bit, however. So, touchdown on the moon, slam through any hive in the way, find Osiris, and proceed to, well,
I'm worried about Osiris. If Sagira's gone, then...
Yep,
Don't worry
that's an
about
issue.
me, but keep your voice down. I'm using an external comm. I thought I was hunting Sagira's killer, the High Celebrant of Xivu Arath. Now I think it's hunting me.
Oh,
Meet me in the
wonderful.
Hole of Wisdom.
He cut the transmission. We have to hurry.
Your friend is in a lot of danger.
Who are you?
A concerned ghost. Osiris shouldn't be here, especially in his condition.
We appreciate
Yep.
the warning, but we know what we're doing. If you and your guardian are here to help,
My guardian, right?
New
Osiris,
character,
can
who
you hear
dis?
us?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm luring the High Celebrant to the Shrine of Oryx. They're... damn! They erected a barrier. I think it knows you're here. It's trying to keep us separated.
Well, that's fine. I have a few new toys since I was last on the moon. And some old ones. Turns out the old ones work just fine. Yoink. Oh, hi guys. Who wants bullets? Nobody? Well, tough. You don't get a choice. Done. And, okay, that's a very large knight.
That knight is radiating strange energy. It has to be the High Celebrant, the one that killed Sagira. Osiris, we're here. We'll get that barrier down.
And it's invulnerable.
You're
Right.
close, Guardian.
Oh, believe me, I intend to. Right, Warmind Cell. Boom. Now let's figure out how to get this thing's shield down. And that must be a cryptolith. Okay. Stand clear of those things, and he's sending in the suicide bombers. Smart, smart, smart. Alright. Clear out the side ads. Wait, has it legged it? I think it ran. Probably trying to finish off Osiris before I get to it. Right. Smash. And smash. Still playing her. Boost. Clear and... Done. Done.
Osiris, it's heading your way.
Good. I
Not
let you
really.
deeper into the shrine. I think this may have been a trap.
Yeah, it probably
obvious
was.
on the
This
way
one
in.
seems to be smart.
That's a hive cryptolith. It's a conduit of darkness. One of many. The High Celebrant is using them to deploy soldiers across dimensions and tempt others to Xivu Arath's side. If I don't make it out of this, I want you to tell Same.
Tell him yourself.
Because you will make it out of this naturally. Excuse me. But a hive to kill. Ah, blasted wizard poison. Get rid of that. And can I angle on that? No, but I can drop a couple there and detonate that Warmind cell. And we're clear. Or at least the screaming has stopped. Okay, we're not clear. That's an ogre. Was an ogre. Bad bing, bad boom. Move forward, move forward, move forward. Hey guys, anyone else? Oh, there you are.
Guardian, picking up multiple hive signatures headed Osiris's way. We're closing in, but facing heavy resistance.
Wow. Okay, Freaky Ascendant Realm time. Looks like it's too busy either baiting us on or leading us into a trap somehow. Okay, let's go with a bit of both, shall we? Oh. Really? Nice try.
We have to get out of here.
Yep. Going. Gone.
You're here.
Finally. Is it done?
Nope.
Calm down.
Duck!
Osiris!
And thunk. Oh, hi. You be Glint's guardian. You're also wearing the spider's emblem. What the actual?
Warned you it was going to be dangerous down here, especially for the ghostless.
Oh, hi, Pull Pork.
I'm
Glint.
glad to see we're all okay, though.
Whatever you're going by these days.
I'm Glint, by the way. It's a pleasure to meet you all.
We've met.
Go on. Introduce yourself.
They call me the Crow. My
Well,
boss wants to see you.
Impossible.
well, no, not really, Ghost. I mean, if Pull Pork didn't have a guardian, and he didn't, then, hey, all he needed was a suitable corpse, and oh, this is going to be awkward when we get back to the tower. Still, Sinvetin, to borrow a phrase. Hey, Spider!
What's this? Thought I told you to bring me the warlock Osiris. Explain yourself.
Osiris.
Lost his ghost. He's gone back to the tower to recover.
You light-mongers never cease to amaze me. You deal violence so easily, and suffer loss so poorly.
The man has a point about this.
Such fragile killers.
Only if you hit us the right way.
We'll finish what he started.
And what's that?
Avenge Sagira. Eliminate the High Celebrant.
I had it in my sights. If your friend hadn't needed saving.
You forget your place, little bird.
My apologies, Baron.
Now then. Perhaps we can help each other out, eh?
Insofar as neither of us wants Hive run
I
around,
know
yeah,
how
sure.
accomplished you are at exacting revenge.
Yeah, about that. What's this rifle?
Sivurat is using her High Celebrant and those damn cryptoliths to corrupt Elixni. Cabal, too. But I'm losing soldiers in Glimmer by the skiff load.
Gotta keep your priorities straight, I suppose.
That's right. I know what Osiris was doing on the moon. I also know you'll fare far better given the proper motivation.
I take payments in guns and glimmer.
Leave
Cough
us,
up.
Crow. The Guardian and I have terms to discuss.
Why do I think we've just met the new Hunter Vanguard?
My little bird sure is something, isn't he? I have to imagine you share in my appreciation of Fate's cruel sense of humor.
Hey, he killed it, he bought it.
Found him wandering the reef like a piece of wind-blown trash. Aimless, hopeless, no memory of the prince he was. Now, I could have sent him off to the tower, but we all know what's waiting for him there.
Worst job in the world,
I
so...
couldn't let that happen. So I took him in. As a kindness.
And hey, having your own pet killer's
As
no
far
bad
as his
thing.
loyalty is concerned, I took a few extra precautions and made some modifications to his ghost's shell.
We'll just be unmaking those, if you don't mind.
If he ever flies too far from the nest. Boom. That ugly business out of the way. Let's focus on what really matters. This hive infestation. I propose a partnership.
Go on.
You go out there and do what it is you do best, and I'll, lend you the resources you need to get it done.
At interest, of course.
Maybe even a little extra something on the side. Just don't mention the name Uldren Soth.
Wasn't going to.
For his sake.
Yeah, that would be awkward. After all, you know the rules. Reborn as a Guardian means you get a clean slate. So, speak with the crow and start hunting.
The next time we meet, I hope you'll bring the High Celebrant's head.
So do I, believe you me. Right, so this is why this area was open. This is the crow's quarters. So, where's Glint, and can I have a look at his shell?
The reef's sky has holes in it, and the whole system's in chaos.
Yep.
Of course, Xivu Arath decided now was the right time to corrupt herself and army.
Never raised
We
political
call them Wrathborn. Most of them are Elixni like Spider. Others... well... Spider wants the lines of Glimmer open, Hive God or not. Asked me to help you deal with Xivu Arath's High Celebrant. Apparently, the Guardians of the Last City are old friends of mine. But I don't remember you.
Probably for the best.
I found some Hive artifacts gathering dust in Spider's trove, and fashioned them into a lure. Wrathborn go crazy for them.
Ah, good crazy or bad crazy? Bait. Bad crazy.
I wish there was some other way. But her magic's driven them mad. Hunting them down is the only way to weaken Xivu Arath's grip on the shore. Like Spider says, violence is the only language the Hive understand.
Happily for them,
for now we can
very
start
fluent
small,
in it.
Work our way up her command chain. When we reach the High Celebrant, we'll take it down. Stop Xivu Arath from corrupting anyone else. Don't take this the wrong way, but it's nice to be working with another light bearer.
That's fine. Okay, so we have the Lure. Lure mods and upgrades. Okay. Recon data. Hive Wrathborn hunts. Increased rewards. Lure mods. Higher than average stat. Ooh. Higher than average stats. Yes, please. Will exclude specific perks. Handling masterwork. Recovery stat bias. Yeah, everyone likes recovery stat bias. And... okay, so you can purchase mods. Or do you have to purchase the mod on a once-a-week basis, I wonder? Oh, we'll find out. Also, bounties. So, defeat a fallen boss with status dash image. Are you sure you know what you're doing? No. But it seems to be working, so hey, who cares? Defeat a hive boss with solar. Pulse rifle, what a few shots over. That's how this works. Don't make a crater hits. Now you're just showing off. And if you have to do it, do it. Yeah, Ghost is still squeamish about status, which I can hardly blame him for. And recon data out of the season pass. Boop. Okay. Targets you've dealt with upgrade. Access to the mods and upgrades events by clicking right click. Oh, I see. So every point of reputation rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And more recon data as the first boost. So, yay. Right, so rep with Crow and proceed to get on the whole hunt. And there's the Lure. So hopefully we'll now find that we can engage in some configuring Quasi-Lure charge. To obtain charges, bring your Lure into Crucible Gambits and Strikes, and it begins partially charged, so we'll need to do the rest ourselves. So go Hammer Ups and Strikes, and also we can put mods in. Well, we'll take that one. Armor Trophy mod all around. And we'll take Veto mod as well, just see how those work in. And I need to go do a strike off screen, power up the Lure, and then we'll go ourselves a hunting. Yes, this should work out quite nicely. And hey, if we can find a way of unmodding Glint's shell, pulled pork, whatever you want to call him, and getting Crow out from under Spider's thumb, well, that's a bonus. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, farewell.